Well, we made it to the end of another year. 2024. 3.
Yeah.
2024 is the next one that we'll hopefully also make it to the end of.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, we'll see. Will we actually change for real? Because no, we're not changing.
No.
And people get scared and upset every year when we do this video and use this thumbnail.
They love the thumbnail.
It's always in the comments, people saying, "Oh, I had a heart attack." So if you've already written that, I predicted it.
Yeah.
Called it.
A few weeks ago, the Try Guys put a video up saying the Try Guys are changing.
Oh.
And I had like that same moment where I was like, oh my God, I've got PTSD from what we do to you every year. But we've had a great year.
We have.
And that's all thanks to you guys. So we wanted to like run through some things that we wanted to talk about to you guys and just say thanks to all the people that have helped us through this year. One of the big things that happened this year, we hit 250,000 subscribers and we're like really close to 300,000 subscribers. We have quite an exciting plan when we do hit it. So hopefully in the new year we'll be doing some cool stuff.
2024 is the year.
It is.
Yep.
So thank you, all the newbies. We've had lots of people in the tap field this year saying they were new, and that's always lovely to get you guys in and involved. Also on the VODs channel, we hit another milestone as well. We hit 6,500 subscribers on the VODs channel. Don't forget, we have a VODs channel.
We do. Did you know about that?
Yeah, we stream over on Twitch and then it goes on the VODs channel. So check that out.
Yeah.
If you fancy.
Absolutely. Patreon was another thing. Well, I mean, TripleJump is not changing going into the new year, but TripleJump has changed this year. There have been a few different changes. One of them was a huge shake-up to our Patreon. We've got some various other things. We've got loads of stuff to talk about in this video, and we'll get there in a minute. But we've got over 600 patrons supporting us monetarily over there at patreon.com/Team TripleJump at the moment, and that is incredible. That's the most we've ever had, and your generosity honestly makes the world of difference to basically how we operate the business. It's such a fundamental part of how we operate now, and that's all thanks to you guys. So incredible work.
In terms of speaking of incredible work and money
and generosity
and saying thank you to you guys, we did some charity streams this year. We raised $972 in memory of Philip for the Trevor Project. That was fantastic. Ashton and I were part of Children in Needs. The doors opened. Game On campaign where we raised £420.
Bye, Peter.
I'm still talking. I'm still here. £420.
Yes, that was amazing. And you guys appeared on television.
Yeah, we were on telly.
So doesn't matter. But we still went on there.
And our mums were proud and happy.
My mums were proud as well of you.
And your mums will be proud because you might also be doing a charity stream now.
Right now, at the time of release of this video, this is the day I'm doing an all-day stream.
What are you doing?
I'm going to be playing through the career mode of the worst wrestling game of all time, WWE 2K20. In one sitting, only one other person in the world has had a speed run for it, which is just playing the entirety of it over like 10 hours. So I'm hoping I can do it all in one sitting, but it is in aid of Fireplace, which is an animal charity, and so add that to the list. Currently don't know how well that's gone, but you can maybe tune in after you've seen this video, possibly.
Or maybe you stopped watching the stream to come here, and now pop back.
It's fine. I'll still be there probably.
Until
crying. Just really sad at that point.
But hey, you'll get a speedrun top 2 placement.
Top 2. It's stiff competition up there. It's speedrunning leaderboards. We've done a few collabs this year, haven't we, Ashton?
We have. We started a new series, the second episode of which will hopefully be coming out very, very soon, which we've coined Why?
What?
Why?
What?
Where we're looking into video game questions. The first episode came out a little while ago. It's about the console wars, and we were really lucky to get actual psychologists, actual doctors in the house. Not here, they were in America. Excuse me.
Doctor in the house.
Called Dr. Rachel Coet and Dr. Kelly Dunlap. So thank you to them for helping us out with this series. There's still lots to come from them, so thank you so much for them being involved.
Absolutely, and I also managed to somehow, via Fraser admittedly, because he's got those hookups, get Greg Miller of Kinda Funny fame to be involved with the launch games video for the PlayStation Vita. Greg Miller's a big fan of the PlayStation Vita. I've been following Greg's work for a long time, so it was very lovely to interact with him, albeit extremely briefly and kind of weirdly because it was all just over voice chat. While I was, because the way they've got this whole studio set up, but basically their entire operation runs over Discord. So I was watching a live feed of him on a Discord call, just stood there in front of a green screen having a conversation with him. It was really weird, but he was fantastic. And he gave up so much of his time and he's so busy. And so a big thank you to Greg for that. And I sincerely hope we can find some way to work with those guys again in the future at some point.
But hey, enough about everyone else, doctors and like other talented creators and stuff. What about us? We rebranded this year. We're all neon and stuff. Ashton has written in the notes, new logo, neon, new neon vibes with a Z.
With a Z.
Yeah.
I like that. And also, we have an Instagram now as well. But yeah, everything looks new. We have new colour scheme and we have merch to match. We'll get to some of the stuff later on. But yeah, it's all very exciting. It all looks beautiful.
It certainly does.
And this year, we did something that we were actually very, very proud of. We did SMTJ Live a few months ago now. We spent ages planning for it. We had a bunch of pre-recorded stuff, a bunch of live segments. I got flipping gunged. But we had a great time doing that. And we think from the feedback that you guys had a great time watching it. So maybe it'll become an annual thing. Maybe we'll do another SMTJ next year. We were really proud of that. And we were really happy to see how much you guys enjoyed it and how many of you were there, because it was early on a Saturday morning. So thank you guys for being a part of that. It was great.
I should say, while we're still talking about it, it's not in the notes, but thank you to Sam Driver for helping out with said rebrand and new assets.
Yes.
Sam from Cultaholic did a great job with all the new fancy graphics.
He absolutely did. And you can go and watch the VOD of SMTJ Live. It's pinned to the front page of our VODs channel. A lot of you have caught it after the fact and it's still there. It's just a chaotic 2 hours of basically adult children's television with a triple jump twist that we really hope you enjoy. Off the back of that though, we also announced that we are making a video game.
What?
And we didn't just announce it this year, we've also started to make the video game.
Yes, we have.
We've shot, how much of it would you say, Ashton?
I'd say about 70-80% of it is currently in the void of editing space. And it's fun and also very tiring to make a video game. Who knew? Who saw that coming?
Who would have thought?
But luckily, all our bit's almost done. Once we're filmed, that's palming it off onto someone else then. But we've had a great time making it this year. Kat did a great job writing the script, and we've been busy. James has been covered in fake blood for like a full 3 weeks at some point during the year, and it was great.
And whatever that even means, you'll have to wait until it comes out. It's an FMV video game, so basically we're shooting a movie, which is especially hard work, but someone who has really put in the woman hours is Ashton Matthews to help pull it all together, the production. She basically just ran the entire shoot and did a fantastic job. And we're nearly there. We're taking a winter break because it's cold and wet and we need to shoot outside.
The plan was to have it all shot before the winter drew in, but we didn't quite have time, did we?
Yeah, because annoyingly, like, the sun sets at 3 p.m.
It's stupid, isn't it?
Limits half the day.
You get really tired and it's like, oh, it's 4:30. Rubbish.
Yeah, exactly.
Also thanks to Kieran as well, who's done like a fair bit of the directing work alongside Powerhouse, Ashton Matthews.
Alex putting together some 3D, what was he using? Unreal scenery for us to prance about in.
Stepped in.
Has absolutely no right to look as good as it's looking at this point, so we're really excited for that. Maybe next year. 2024 release date? Question mark.
Who knows?
So we'll have to see, but get excited for that.
So we've also, as mentioned earlier, we relaunched our Patreon, but as part of that, we now have Main Menu and Rules Boss still alive over there. And if it weren't for Patreon, and more importantly, if it weren't for the patrons supporting us on Patreon, they would not be with us anymore, those shows. They'd be retired, and you'd have to just watch old episodes over and over again. We're about to shoot a Main Menu right now at time of recording. After we've done this, we're going to shoot the next Main Menu. So thank you very much for keeping those alive. We would have been really sad if we had to retire either one of them. Yeah,
and thank you for your understanding as well. We fully appreciate how disappointing it is to have stuff put behind a paywall. But as Peter said, those shows were either outright cancelled or were on the chopping block because they just weren't doing the numbers to justify us making them. Whereas through Patreon, they can live. So we understand that that may not soothe the wound of feeling like that's being taken away, but otherwise no one would have it. And that's just, unfortunately,
it's YouTube's fault, isn't it?
It's the reality of working on the internet. Sometimes you've got to change stuff up.
Speaking of changing stuff up on the channel, we mixed up our output a little bit this year. I don't know if you guys have noticed, really, because we kind of just subtly changed some stuff around. We reduced a few of our top 10 stuff. We've been putting out some more ranked lists and some more like essay-type content. And by the looks of things, you guys have been really enjoying this new stuff that we're putting some effort into. So thank you so much for watching all of those stuff.
Yeah. And similarly, the podcast was slightly changed. I actually had to look up a running order from like the end of last year and the beginning of this year just to check. Was it this year that we changed it up? Because we switched things around. Usually we used to take sort of anecdotal questions like, what was your favourite such and such in a game? And after having done that for so many years, we started to get a lot of repeat questions, and now we're doing more sort of topical questions about what's happening in the industry. And I'd like to think that you will join us in agreeing that that was a good pivot. It means the podcast is always up to date, and we always have something new to talk about every week, which is nice.
But you can still get the old chit-chatty anecdotal stuff by checking out the After Dark podcast, which is available on Patreon, and we've hit episode 50 of that now. Would you believe?
I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either.
I can't believe it. It's crazy.
And did the live one, didn't we?
Yes. We did live After Dark, where we got questions from Patreon, so we did it for everyone. That video did end up on Patreon, so if you haven't watched it, hey, why not check out Patreon this month, and then you can watch all the content that's been going on there this whole year, and there's flipping loads of it. So pretty good deal, if you ask me. Just not to plug it too much, but it's pretty good.
It's really good.
We did some speedruns this year. As is customary, we find a game that is bad and we try and speedrun it. And this year we speedrun The Last Hope, which was that absolutely terrible Last of Us knockoff with the worst flipping lock-picking minigame of all time. But we came fourth in the speedrun category, partially because they took the game off sale, so you actually couldn't get it anymore. So I don't know how many people have. I don't know if we're still fourth, but we were.
We're on the leaderboard somewhere.
So we did that. We also speedrun something else.
Yeah, the park, which has been our sort of Halloween tradition. And finally we got the recognition we deserved. I think we're in like second and third place on two different leaderboards, or maybe third and fourth place, something like that. But yeah, that's basically a dormant speedrunning community, but surprisingly there were quite a few speedruns in different categories for that game, and so it's nice to be officially recognised as big fans of the park.
And the thing that you're streaming right now, are you going to have a timer running or not?
I think I will, yeah.
Okay.
I don't imagine the moderator of that, I don't know what they'll think when suddenly they get an email saying, oh, a new run needs verification. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's just me. Who's this pretender?
So there could be another one on the cards, another speed run.
Yep.
And speaking of, all these segues, we're doing really well.
I know, doesn't it flow so well together?
We did our brand deal stream for WWE 2K23 this year. This feels like last year to me.
Yeah, that was ages ago.
And it's available as a VOD, I believe. It certainly was at the time.
With additional commentary.
Yes.
And like backstage footage and all sorts of like skits and things.
Yeah, we produced a whole thing where everyone like made characters, and we got outfits, costumes, did some, as you say, did some backstage stuff. And
Jumperium, that's us three.
That's right.
I had to be taught very quickly on a crash course how to play the game. Because I was in charge of Barbara Piss, and it wouldn't be fair if she lost because she's all
it doesn't
powerful.
happen. So
I had to be taught the basics of playing a game.
I think mercifully, overall TripleJump did win, didn't we?
It was a draw.
Was it a draw? Okay, well that's fine. But if we'd
Ross
lost,
and I were in the final match, and it was we were ahead, and they needed to win that to draw.
Right.
And what happened was it was that match type where there's two different rings, and we were fighting in one ring, and then two AI just pinned each other. So we didn't even realise. We didn't even see the match end. It just ended. We're like, okay, never mind. Looks like it's a draw. So
right.
We brought back the sleepover stream this year.
Yes.
We kind of phased them out at the end of last year, but we thought, hey, it's getting colder and it's getting darker. Why don't we hang out in an evening once a month and play some Minecraft? And that's exactly what we're doing, and it's been great.
Yeah. Bit of Saturday juice.
Yeah, a bit of Saturday juice.
Swearing, get a bit wild.
Yeah.
All those on the VODs channel so far. And there'll be another one up now on the VODs channel because we did our final sleepover stream of the year last week at the time of release. We now need to give out some, before we get to the thank yous, the specific thank yous, the Tat Appeal, of course, we've just done that, and that video is available now. It seems to be going down very well, and obviously that video would be completely impossible without your support and your generosity. So thank you to everybody who sent in Tat, and we hope you enjoyed the video, and we're sorry if we doxed you. We really did our very best to hide all the addresses, but you can't hide them all. There's always one that sneaks through at the end there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what an incredible Tat year.
Yeah, unbelievable. Thank you so much. It's honestly, it's one of my favourite parts of Christmas. You know, never mind seeing my family or having a dinner. Just sitting down and opening boxes from you lovely lot.
Yeah, it is always great fun, even when you're not very well.
Yeah, and delirious with your medication.
Which I did feel like that all the time.
But as Ben was trying to say there, it is now time to give some big thank yous and shout outs to various people. If I go first, I'll skip to point number 2, which is the editors. Thank you, of course, to our in-house team. That's James Jenkins, who's more than just an editor, but he is an editor as well. Also Kieran and Alex, who've been with us for flipping ages now. But also our freelancers. So we've got Leonardo. I've just closed my notes by accident because I swiped.
Here you go.
Thanks. Where are we? There we go. Charlie, Saul, Anthony, Lewis, Matt. Some of those have gone to bigger and brighter things, if there is anything bigger and brighter than TripleJump.
Impossible.
And also the editor who shall not be named because he chooses not to be credited.
It's a secret.
You know who you are, and you do great work.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to all of those. Additionally, I'd like to thank our wonderful writers. Obviously, we've got Kat, who's our full-time senior writer. She looks after all of the freelancers for us, and also writes so much flipping stuff for us. A number of the rank lists this year, countless top 10 lists, all of the 101, sort of the big long list. She's written those. She's contributed to some original new shows that have happened, including Why? And others. So thank you to Kat. And then we've got a whole fleet of freelancers who have contributed this year. Some still with us, some not, including Simon, Jacob, Travis, Liz, Annika, Anthony, Niall, Kiki, Lyle, and Max. So thank you to you lot again. Putting words in our mouths and genuinely just being a pleasure to work with on the freelance side. So thank you very much.
We have a couple of other people who help us with various behind the scenes stuff, that being Rich the merch man, who makes all the merch and distributes it to you. Of course, our wonderful leader, Adam Pacitti.
Yes.
Couldn't do anything without him. And our behind the scenes on all of our social media, Fraser Porter, who's always the one who's putting out those tweets like, do you like this game or this game? Like or retweet. That's all him.
That's that guy.
He's great at getting people to interact. People really want to talk to Fraser. It's great. But thank you to all of those who are helping us out.
Yes.
Also thank you to Luke from Cultaholic, who I believe helps with some of the designs on our merch. I don't know how much is done by other people and how much is done by Luke. I'm not privy to that. I just know that fantastic designs turn up on our doorstep, and sometimes it's Luke. So thank you to everyone involved in the merch.
Absolutely. Let's thank some mods.
Yes,
Our mods, I think, are practically unchanged from last year. They really are just stalwarts, and we appreciate them very much and all their hard work. On the Discord side, we've got Jack, Joe, Tori, and Hollow Eyes. And on the livestream side... Oh.
Me?
No, okay.
We've
Lord Brotovich, Charlie Badger, and Mr. Black.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Sorry.
Thank you so much, mods. Your continued support and hard work helps keep things nice and clean and simple, and that's appreciated. Is there anything changing for TripleJump?
Only a little bit.
TripleJump is changing.
But only like the smallest, tiniest amount. I mean, obviously we have changed this year already, but the only little tiny thing you need to be aware of is that joint stream times are changing. We've not quite narrowed down exactly what time yet. It's just going to be a little bit earlier on in the day on a Thursday. It won't be 3 till 5 anymore. It might be 2:30 till 4:30 or 2 till 4. You'll find out at some point in the new year. But that's the only thing.
That's it. That's all we've got for you for now.
The sleepover streams should remain the same, as far as we're aware. These are just the sort of the regular joint streams we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that is everything we've got written down.
That is.
I'd like to think that we've hit on everyone who's helped us out this year, but if we haven't, thank you.
Yes.
And we apologise. There's just so many people to thank, so many brilliant, supportive people that allow us to do this day to day. And we are moving on to another year now. TripleJump 2024. It's happening.
Will it be the year we hit 300k? It better be. If we don't get 10k subs,
crossed,
that'll be really bad in a year. Will it be the year we release our video game? Maybe.
Hopefully.
Don't know.
Fingers crossed.
Will it be the year we get enough patrons to do Billy Fest? Probably not. It's quite a big milestone. I think it's 2,000, not 1,000.
I think we said 2,000.
We'd have to gain 1,400 patrons.
We would.
We can do it.
Hey, do you know what? Maybe we can.
Possibly.
Positive mental attitude.
Yeah.
But once again, we want to say thank you to you for always watching or listening to the podcast or interacting with us on social media. It always means so much to see how much you guys enjoy our content. Sometimes I check in the Discord and see if people liked it, and normally you have, which is great. And thank you so much for supporting us for another year, and hopefully, like we say, 2024, onwards and upwards, my friends.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You are my friends.
You.
Have a very safe and lovely New Year's, and we will see you next year. Huge ranked list coming out on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Get excited and then get really cross in the comments because it's good for the algorithm if there's lots of engagement.
Get drunk the night before, get hungover on the day, and sit and watch it.
Yeah.
Or lie down and watch it.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
That's a good idea. All right.
Great.
Well, we'll see you in next year's video, I suppose. Until then, bye.
Bye-bye.